behind us is the Citroen Berlingo.
It's an LAV, and the Berlingo first appeared in 2008, and this is the third generation of the model.
Prices start at just over £19,000 and top out just over £26,000.
This one's just over 20,000, but it's pretty well kitted out for that price tag, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a range of engines and gearboxes on offer as well.
There is. Our model has a 1.5 diesel turbo engine, it's got 101 horsepower and it's Blue HDI, which means it uses AdBlue too.
I'm going to be taking a look at the exterior styling.
I'll be looking at the interior, the functionality, the practicality.
You'll then also be driving it.
I will.
And then we'll bring you our verdict on whether or not this is the car for you.
If you like car reviews, why not subscribe to Planet Auto? Thank you. When you first step into the Berlingo, the first thing you notice is, like the back, it's colossal. You've got loads of room. You've got the dashboard that comes out here. You've got a leather wrapped steering wheel. There's a lot of hard plastics in here, but this vehicle's built for robustness and it has a purpose. One thing you're not going to lack in this vehicle is storage. It's absolutely everywhere, and it's lifted with these coloured inserts as well on the door and in the central areas. It's well teched out too. Functionality wise, you've got electric windows in the front. You've also got remote child locks on the rear doors to make sure nobody climbs out when they shouldn't. Power operated door mirrors with a blind spot detection as an option. You've also got lane keep assist. When it comes to the steering wheel, you've got your media controls. You've also got your operations for your computer in the center of the clocks. Now that'll allow you to change economy, look at speed figures, things like that. It also has road sign recognition too. You've got cruise control behind here, and you can upgrade to active cruise control as well. And as you'd expect, you've got auto lights and rain sensing wipers too. When it comes to the infotainment system, it's 8-inch, it's touchscreen, it's got DAB radio, it doesn't have satellite navigation, it does have Bluetooth, it does have Apple CarPlay, and it does have Android Auto too. And there's USB on the front. There's also a USB in the glove box, as well as an auxiliary port. You've also got air conditioning, and the car has hill start assist as well. And not to forget a 12-volt socket just in front of the cup holders. When it comes to practicality, I'm 6'3", as you can see. Well, I could realistically be 6'9" and still have lots of room. There's also lots of leg room, and there's lots of adjustment in the seat. It is all manual. You can adjust the height of the seat as well. When it comes to the steering wheel, there's height and reach adjustment. When it comes to storage, well, this is where this car really excels. You've got decent sized door bins where you could fit a bottle of water. You've got two cup holders down here. You've got a little chewing gum or penny pot here. There's another storage area here. There's a place to put coins. You've got a drinks holder on either side of the dash. You've got a big storage pot in front. There's also a storage pot behind the infotainment system, and where it really excels is above the head. It is very, very well kitted out for space. You can also fit a bottle of water in the glove box, and that's on the ledge at the back, leaving the bigger area for something else. You've also got another point in front of that where you could put pens. I mean, that must be coming up to 12 or 14 storage points that you can put just in the front of this car alone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16. Overall, the Berlingo is very well kitted out. It's got comfortable seats. They're also finished very nicely too. I mean, there are hard plastics, but that's what you expect in this kind of vehicle. As I mentioned, storage is absolutely phenomenal. There's a place to store absolutely anything. Infotainment system's very good, and it's well finished in here. Leather steering wheel, and you can basically put many options on it to make it, well, it makes the car your own, doesn't it? Now, it's not very often we have a car like this to review, with sliding doors on both sides too. As you can see, it's very roomy in here. I've got, well, as you can see, I've probably got about half a foot, and I'm 6'3". I've got lots of leg room, and it's set up for me as well. Closing the door is just as simple. Once it's closed, pop out window. Very simple, but gives you enough air. It makes perfect sense having a sliding door and a pop-in window. You've also got reading lights up here and a central light. Now, one thing I do really like is these floor mats, they're kind of ridged and they're edged as well, so no more sticky toffees rolling off onto the carpet. As you can see from the floor mat, you can get 3 6-foot adults in here, absolutely no problem. 3 children, exactly the same. And you've got Isofix on each seat, which is something you don't see very often. You also get curtain side airbags as well, and if you opt for the model with the panoramic sunroof, you also get storage down the middle as well. It's very well kitted out. It would have been nice to see, say, a 12-volt adapter or some USB points, but overall it's very well trimmed. When it comes to the boot of the car, it is a colossal rear tailgate, literally. One thing that I really do like about the Berlingo is the fact that I can stand under here at 6'3" and lean in without banging my head. Once open, you've got a nice square space, 775 litres of space to be exact. Now, if you take out the parcel shelf, that'll increase exponentially. However, if you want to increase it even more to 3,500, you drop the seats. And if you've got the XL, that'll increase to 4,000. And there's also 2 levels for the parcel shelf as well, which in essence creates a bit of a false floor. When it comes to the spare wheel, that's stored under here, and you've got tethering points too. Now, one clever thing with the Berlingo is when you fold the seats flat, they really do utilise all the space. The seats actually fold into the footwells and give you a virtually flat loading area.
At the front of the car, you've got the signature Citroen chrome grille, encapsulating the daytime running lights. It's just in keeping with Citroen's family of vehicles. You've also got the bubbly headlamps, and you can choose these colour inserts at the bottom of the bumper. Our car has the safety pack and the visibility pack, which includes lane keep assist and active safety brake. Our car doesn't have parking sensors, but you can opt for them. You can get active cruise control as well as all the customisable options, so you can really make the car your own. Coming to the side of the car, you do have 16-inch steel wheels with wheel trims. You can get 16-inch alloys and 17-inch alloys depending on which model you go for. You have electrically operated door mirrors. You have the customisable air bumps along the side to stop door dings in car parks. Sliding doors on both sides, which make it nice and easy to get in and out of. This model does also take AdBlue, and if it's not big enough for you, you can actually opt for the XL model, which is even longer. And don't forget, you can get roof rails. Coming to the back of the car, you do have a high level brake light. We don't have any parking sensors on this model, but you can opt for them. Don't forget, you have the world's largest tailgate, so bear that in mind in car parks. And you're reminded, this is the Berlingo.
What's the Citroen Berlingo like to drive? Well, it's powered by a 1.5 diesel turbo engine with 4 cylinders, and it's coupled to a 5-speed manual gearbox. It's got 101 horsepower. Now, you might think that sounds underpowered, but it really isn't, is it?
No, you would expect a vehicle of this size to have a much larger engine, but it's actually very capable of pulling this car along.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised at the acceleration. It's rather punchy considering. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you're in the wrong gear and put your foot down, you're not going very fast, are you really?
Well, let's face it, it's not for drag racing, is it? It's, it's not for racing at the traffic lights.
No, it's not. If you're doing 60 and you put your foot down, it still pulls away, even with that 101 horsepower engine. I think it'll be low strain, won't it?
It's a very good blend of performance and economy. I use performance broadly. It is not a sports car.
No.
But for a vehicle of this size and what it's designed for, it does very well.
Yeah, I mean, if I just say I have to back off immediately, I'm quite surprised at how well it can pull away. The only place you will notice lack of power is if you try and pull away and you're in the wrong gear, isn't it?
Yes.
If you're in 4th and you should be in 3rd, you will notice that the turbo has to kick in before it propels you along. But if you drive it as it's meant to be, it's very, very good. And the strange thing is, it does actually return up to 55 to the gallon, and that's with the way I'm driving. I mean, realistically, you could probably get it well over 55, couldn't you?
That's it. Yet again, I would expect because it's a smaller engine that it wouldn't be that economical.
Yeah.
But it is. I am surprised that we haven't got a 6-speed manual.
Well, I was initially, but then when I realised, because it's got 100 horsepower, I mean, you spend most of your time in 4th gear anyway.
What really surprises me about this car is, because of its dimensions, you'd expect it to roll a lot in the corners, not handle particularly well.
You mean be more van-like?
Yes, but it actually does a very good job.
It does.
Even when I've been in the back, and whilst I've been driving, I've tested to see whether or not, there is much roll, and there isn't.
No.
It does very, very well. Yet the ride is still very comfortable.
Yes.
It handles very well. The steering's nice and light, but has enough weight to it to have a good feel of direction.
Yeah.
But thanks to the smaller steering wheel as well, it's also nice and easy to manoeuvre.
It drives more like a car. I liken it more to a Zara or an Aircross.
Yes. Now, although our model hasn't got parking sensors, you do get very good visibility out of.
That's it. It's not very hard to park, is it? It's got very, very clear windows. It's got, I mean, the windscreen's massive.
Yeah, that's it. You've got nice square openings. There's no low roof line.
No.
So your view out of the vehicle isn't compromised.
Yeah. Well, what I like is you can have a passenger in either the left or the rear, and the likelihood is they don't even eat into any of the mirror.
No, it's very well designed in that way. Of course, you don't see many vehicles anymore that have this boxy dimension.
It's almost like a new breed of MPV, isn't it?
Yes, it does a very good job of being very practical. You can fit the entire family camping gear, and you could probably sleep in the back of it as well.
Well, as I said, something like 4,000 litres of space with the seats folded down. That's immense.
Like, I think
I mean, I could get, what, 5 mountain bikes in the back?
Well,
stood up?
There must be about 30 centimetres between our chairs.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I almost need a walkie-talkie to talk to you.
Yeah.
It's absolutely vast.
I do like the overall layout of the cockpit. I mean, okay, it does kind of lend itself to a kind of van configuration with everything higher up, but it works very well. I mean, they've even put in like this plastic centerpiece which gives you 2 cup holders and a surround around the handbrake. Now normally in, say a van version of one of these, or an early one definitely, you would just have a handbrake.
It keeps the floor space nice and clear, but it also makes it very driver orientated.
Exactly, yeah. That's what I like about this new breed of MPV. As for the gearbox, I think it's refined enough. It's got quite a short throw, which I'm quite surprised for this kind of vehicle, and it changes gear very seamlessly. I think it's a rather good gearbox, especially with this kind of vehicle.
Yeah, the ratio is very good. It almost doesn't need the 6th gear.
Yes.
I think it's just something that would have been nice.
Yeah, it would have given you that extra economy on the, say, a motorway run.
Yeah, and the throw's adequate for this size of vehicle.
Yeah.
It's not a short shift.
No.
But it's very.
We have seen bigger, haven't we?
That's it, and it's not notchy. It's very, very good.
Brakes on the car are very good as well. You've got all-round disc brakes with the fronts being vented, so it can stop. Mind you, it does need to because of its size. You can get things like active cruise control.
Yeah, that's it. You can get a lot of equipment on this car. Like even this model that we have here has Apple CarPlay, cruise control, automatic lights.
Yeah. 8-inch touchscreen.
The one thing I would say would be nice to see, even on the basic, on the lowest trim level car, is to have rear parking sensors.
Yes. I can kind of understand why they haven't put them on, because I mean, it's a completely flat back. So it's not as bad as it could be.
That's it. Thanks to the visibility being very good, it isn't too much of an inconvenience.
Where I noticed it most was the front.
Yes.
Because you can't see any bonnet, but you know it's there.
Yeah. It is very comfortable in here. There's lots of space. The ride is very good. It would be perfect for long haul journeys, perfect for the entire family. One
thing I'd like to see, like in my Zara Picasso, is the armrests that pull down.
Yeah, it is a little strange that we haven't got those, because we are sort of sat, because there is such a gap between, it's so spacious. Yeah,
the lights are very good at night. It's got auto headlamps, it's got rain sensing wipers, very clear dials, and you've got a fuel computer as well. It's got a little bar with an acceleration and a brake bar as well, so it challenges you to get better economy. It's just very well set up. It gives you exactly what you need. Our model the Feel M Blue HDI also has lane keep assist too. One thing I do like, now most cars you do get like a lockout of the rear electric windows. Well, on this you have remote child locking on the rear doors.
That's a very good feature.
Yes.
It stops people trying to clamber out when they shouldn't be.
Exactly.
And also you have pop-out windows, so you're not going to have people...
I like those on the Aircross, so let's face it, I'm going to like them on this.
You're not going to have people throwing teddy bears and...
No. Overall, it's very well set up. It's very, very roomy. It's rather economical, especially with this 101 horsepower engine. And it's not, there's no noise in the cabin to speak of, is there? It's just...
No, it's very well insulated.
Yeah, it does everything very well, and the price is, well, you get a lot of car, don't you, for just a touch over £20,000.
That's it, but I don't think you can beat it for something that's this practical, this economical, and engaging to drive for this size of vehicle.
Exactly, yeah.
What's our verdict of the Citroen Berlingo?
It's colossal. It is absolutely colossal. It staggers me, the price and what you get for that money.
I think it's in a class of its own when it comes to practicality and the sheer amount of stuff you can fit in this
I know.
car.
I mean, a Lav really does. It makes you just think, doesn't it? I mean, 4,000 litres on the XL model and 3,500 litres on this model.
It's perfect for family expeditions, going
It
camping and filling it full of, you know, people, stuff and
surf vehicle, you name it.
Exactly, that's it. And it's also relatively engaging to drive for the size of car.
I know, that did surprise me, especially with a 101 horsepower engine with a 1.5 turbo diesel.
This all comes at a very reasonable price as well.
Yeah, it does. And you can option it up to, well,
pretty much anything you want.
It staggers me. Reversing cameras, active cruise control, you name it.
You can have blinds in the back, can't you, as
You
well?
can, yeah.
Various other, you know, the sunroof, it really is.
Yeah, and you can even go for alloy wheels if you want.
If you're in the market for a
leisure activity vehicle, it's definitely one I'd consider.
It definitely is. For more great impartial car reviews, please subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions about the Berlingo, leave it in the comment section below.
Thank you.